Hey, folks, as I record this, we know that there's at least 10 warehouses that have miraculously caught flame. However, by the time you watch it, it may be 12, possibly 13. And so I wanted to talk about that again. I'll probably continue to talk about it because that's what seems to be what a lot of us are talking about. But I wanted to kind of nip really two ways of thinking in the bud, if possible. And the first one is this idea that I've seen multiple people come out with, and they're not wrong necessarily, of well, if when you do this and you cause so much property damage and they have to rebuy or get all this property back and then they have to do this, they're just going to raise prices and it's just going to end up hurting people because they're raising prices and you're not going to be able to afford your necessities. Well, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Skippy, but that's the state of things already. People already can't afford those products. You work in a warehouse full of shit that you can't afford to buy. That's fucking frustrating, right? Like that is, I think that probably has a lot to do with where a lot of people are. Is you go work at a warehouse moving a bunch of shit around that they don't pay you enough to fucking afford. And the thing about it is they're going to raise those prices anyway, and they're not going to bring them fucking down. They've made that very clear. There's a big story everybody's seen probably where they're talking about Doritos were up to $7 a fucking bag. I didn't even pay attention to that because fuck that. But they were $7 a bag, and the CEO was like, "Oh yeah, we went a little too far. We lost like $1 billion in market share. Oh well, we'll reduce them by 15%. 15 fucking percent. You've raised them 43% since fucking COVID, and you're going to reduce them by 15%? I'm good. I'm good, thanks. But that's the whole thing. Like we all lived through COVID, right? Like everybody understands. Like there were supply issues and this and that. Okay, so raise the prices because there's things are scarce and that's how market works and blah 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 blah. So there's oh yeah okay, but then why didn't the prices go back down? Why didn't the prices go back down? We didn't have those issues anymore. I don't know if you're paying attention or not, but it's been some years since we were in the midst of a pandemic. It's now an endemic and shit's flying along as normal. So why the fuck didn't the prices go back down? Huh? People seem to forget these things. They don't seem to understand how this shit works. What happened with COVID, when it happened, that's 10 years, right, of our lives that affects, right? Sure. But they still have the ability to reduce those prices, but they can use it as an excuse. They can say, no, 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 we got to do this as they continue to rake in more and more money, more and more profits, buy more and more, have more and more stock buybacks, right? Like that's what it's all about. It's all about the more money they can make. And they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. It does not a matter of them raising prices because of some fucking warehouse fires, because they were going to do that shit anyway, because that's what fucking business does. They don't care about you until you speak up and say something to the contrary. And so that argument is almost nonsensical. Honestly, it is. It's the same line of, well, don't steal anything because then they're gonna have to raise prices. Look, we're not nobody's fucking burning down Ma and Pa's fucking corner store. And if they are, they're an asshole. This is about corporations. This is about big billion-dollar fucking businesses. These bastards have continued to raise prices and literally drive those Ma and Pa stores out of every fucking city you can find them in, at least any bigger city. Like literally destroyed small business across our fucking country. And you think that the justification of, well, they're going to keep raising prices, they're going to do that anyway, you dumbass. And so stop using that as a fucking argument. It doesn't hold up. Their actions over the course of many fucking years, even before COVID, does not line up. And this goes for fucking fast food places. This goes for everything. Everybody fucking raises their prices because people are willing to pay for it. However, we have gotten to the point where people no longer are willing to pay for it because they can't. Because they can't. And that's the point. If people had the money, people would pay the prices. But these fucking corporations haven't made their money in the way that is ethical, right? It's literally draining the last little bit. It is peak fucking capitalism, draining the last penny out of the labor that you can from the people that work for you so that you can get as much profit as you possibly can. At no point in time are you concerned with the welfare or the livelihood of the people that work for you. That's how these companies got where they are, and they continue to pull the levers in favor of their own bottom line instead of, any sort of actual fucking good that they could possibly do with all that fucking money. Now, as far as the second point, I just think that it's really important that we understand that at some point in time, while this is happening, the call is going to come from inside the house, right? Like, we know that as these things continue to happen, the odds of people getting hurt, the odds of something, with somebody's hands getting bloodied, go up, basically exponentially. The odds of somebody getting hurt are very, very high. And the reality is that when that happens, as it is inevitable, when it happens, there's going to be a recoiling of many people. Many people that right now are kind of going, yay, I kind of like this, are going to all of a sudden go, oh no, I didn't think anybody would ever get hurt. Allow me to clutch my pearls under my beard, right? Like they're going to recoil and say, well, I don't know. I wasn't really in favor of that because they can't handle the idea that somebody could be getting hurt, despite the fact that these companies and these politicians and these bureaucrats and these motherfuckers have literally traipsed upon the corpses and the graves of multiple family members of each and every one of these fucking people, including mine. Despite that, they're going to be like, oh, no, no. Well, I didn't know anybody could possibly get hurt, despite the fact that people are actively getting hurt. And that's kind of the point, right? They don't see it that way. They just see, well, somebody, ended up in the ER because their leg was caught on fire, or, somebody's CEO's house caught on fire. Oh my goodness gracious. We didn't know it was going to be that bad. We didn't know there was going to be that kind of violence. Well, listen, Skippy, there's going to be that kind of violence. It's going to be like that. And you're going to have to come to terms with that, or essentially at this point in time, we're talking about using terms like class traitor and things like that. You have to understand that people have been literally strangulated by these systems and these corporations and these companies for so long that what are they going to do? Right? Like, it's violence. It's literal violence, financial violence, emotional violence, mental violence that is being perpetrated by these companies. And now people are starting to stand up and fight back, and you're going to clutch your pearls over somebody getting hurt. People are already getting hurt, Nancy. They're already getting hurt. We have to do something about that. That's the fucking point. And so, yes, people are going to be hurt. There is a chance that somebody's going to get hurt or, lose their life or whatever it may be. And while I don't want that, and I'm not calling for that, but in any way, shape, or form, it does seem, if you extrapolate out just a bit, that it is rather inevitable at this point in time. And if that is the thing that's going to stop your movement to try to take back some sort of anything from anybody, then you don't really mean your movement. You're not in it. Because I guarantee you that the man that set the fire in Ontario, California, he knew he was going to go to jail for the rest of his life. He knew it. There's no way he couldn't have known it. He knew that he was going to be the example. He knew that people were going to have to see it. He did it on social media for a reason. You know what I mean? Like he knew that there were going to be repercussions. Maybe he didn't know for life, but he definitely knew it was going to be bad. And he did it anyway. He put his life on the line so that he could start a movement. Now, maybe that wasn't his total intention. Maybe he didn't realize the true fire that he was starting, but he started it nonetheless. And everything that happens after that owes that man a moment. And remember that every injury or life loss is in honor of starting that fire, is in honor of moving things out of where they are now. As misguided as it may seem, as reactionary as it all may seem, there is something that we've never seen, at least not for a very long time, happening right now. Momentum. We have the opportunity now to keep things going in a direction. So let's do that and not backbite each other and talk shit about each other and tell each other it's not going to work or tell each other why it won't work. Instead, let's just keep the fire going. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.